So what you're going to need is a contract. Why? Because you get paid to do nursing in Germany. How much? You get paid. Hello there, beautiful people. Thank you for clicking in. Hi. Oh my god, how are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well in the midst of this pandemic, and I hope you all are keeping safe. And since it's pre-Christmas, I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a beautiful 2021. Back to the topic. Today we're going to be talking about how I transitioned from being an au pair into nursing school in Germany. If you're interested in knowing what the application process is, what the documents you need are, and everything that pertains to transitioning from an au pair to any type of career in Germany, stick around, okay? Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and let's start the video. The things you need to know is that nursing is one of the most marketable jobs to do in Germany. Why nurses don't seek for jobs? There's always jobs looking for nurses. I'm not out here to market it, it's just a fact. Germany has more older people than younger people, which makes it a country that needs a lot of nurses. And the worst thing is people say that Germany doesn't pay their nurses well in comparison to other countries like in the Switzerland and everywhere. So I'm just telling you this information for you to know what exactly you want to do and where. I'll tell you, in Germany nurses are paid lesser than they're paid in Switzerland, and they're paid more in Luxembourg than they're paid in Switzerland. So if money is a thing for you, you might want to consider all these countries before you start nursing. So why did I decide to do nursing? I have always wanted to help people. That's just what I wanted to do with my life, and I'm still not 100% sure if that's what I want to do for the rest of my life, but I just know at this point that's what is right for me to do. So what's the application process to becoming a nurse in Germany? What are the documents you need? So the number one, if you're going to be doing this in Germany, is going to be a German certificate. The reason why I'm saying this is because for you to apply to become an au pair, you need a minimum of A1 level. But for you to qualify to actually do an Ausbildung or vocational training or training to becoming a nurse or join a nursing college in Germany, you need at least B2 level of language. Why am I stressing this so much? Because moving from A1 to B2, especially if you're an au pair in Germany, is a challenge. So if you're looking to become an au pair and you're intending to do nursing afterwards, I would advise you to just do as much language as you can in your country. Don't just focus on getting to A1, do at least maybe to B1, so when you get to Germany you can have your B2 in a short time and start to send your applications. Otherwise, if this is not the case, if you've already moved and you only had A1, make sure that throughout your au pair you go through up to B1 at least. And if you are not able to do this after au pair, just go ahead and do a volunteer program. It's also good for your because it shows you what exactly goes on in nursing as a profession. So make sure you do a volunteer program. I've talked about a volunteer program on my channel as well. And during this volunteer program, make sure you push your language level all the way to B2 level, okay? Yeah, very good. I don't know, I just like saying that, but yeah. So at this point you have B2. What else do you need? You need a nursing contract. Why? Because in other countries like Switzerland, I keep using Switzerland, or the UK, nursing is actually a degree. You do it at the uni, or you do it in other medical institutions. But in Germany, nursing is not a degree. It's not a degree, it's our training. You call it vocational training in English, and in German you call it Ausbildung. I think I'll write it here, Ausbildung, or maybe it would be the other way around, Ausbildung, or the other way. Oh my god, but I'll write it here, Ausbildung in Germany. And what it does is that your school work is more work oriented than theory oriented. So if you have, for example, I don't know the number of hours you're supposed to go through to finish your Ausbildung, which is 3 years in this case, you have 2,100 hours of theory and I think 3,500 hours of practical. And that's the huge difference between doing nursing in Germany and doing nursing in other countries where nursing is done as a degree, for example, in Thailand. Yeah, I think I know someone who did it in Thailand. Yeah. So what you need is a contract. So what you're going to need is a contract. Why? Because you get paid to do nursing in Germany. How much? You get paid in between, depending on where you're doing your Ausbildung and with which hospital and how exactly these whole things go, you can range from about 700 euros to 1,500 euros just to do your nursing school. So that means in the process, the whole time when you're doing your nursing, you're on a salary. Well, it's not really a lot of money, and it's also not very little money. It's money that you can be able to live on, to be comfortable. Actually, if you ask me, it's okay. It's enough. It's really enough for what you need as a student. So, and then apart from that, the government allows you to work an extra 40 hours in the week as a mini job. 40 hours in a month as a mini job. So money is not going to be a problem for you, just like it is for many university students. They have a lot of challenges with money, paying semester fees and all. But in Germany, if you're doing nursing training, they pay you to do the nursing training. You do not have to pay a semester fee or anything that pertains to that. So at this point, you have your B2 language, you've applied. What do you need to apply with? You need a motivational letter, of course. I mean, why do you want to become a nurse in writing? You need to use your CV, of course, resume. Yeah, you need to send your motivational letter, your CV. Some people ask for your Abitur. What's Abitur? Abitur is like your high school results or your O-levels or anything that you do apart from primary school. They ask for that certificate. Mostly they do. In fact, let me just tell you, they will ask for that certificate. They do not ask for this certificate for them to check what your grades were. Actually, to do an Ausbildung, if you have had an O-level certificate or you've had a high school certificate, you can do an Ausbildung, and that's regardless of what grade you have. Yeah, actually. So they'll ask you for this. In some states in Germany, you might have to send it to other offices for it to be certified. If you are in one of those states where you have to do that, make sure you do that on time. Why? Because these offices can keep you waiting for, okay? Yeah. And then if you're, for example, in Niedersachsen, where I am, you don't have to do that. You just send your documents and they check themselves. Does this person actually qualify to do an Ausbildung? I'm gonna tell you the truth, most times they will just give you the contract. Yeah. So you've gotten your contract and you've sent all these documents that you have to. What goes on next? So if an au pair, you need to transition from being an au pair, of course, into nursing school, into being an Ausbildung Schüler. My words are just so durcheinander. You know what I mean? They're so mixed up. Like, I find that probably part of my brain speaks English and the other one speaks German, and sometimes they just collide. So once you have your contract, you send your contract to the aliens office. Aliens office is called Ausländerbehörde in German. Thank you for everyone who's saying thank you for me teaching you German. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but sometimes I just can't help it. I don't know. I've forgotten some of these words in English. Not really forgotten, but they just don't snap as quickly as they used to. So you send your documents to the Ausländerbehörde or to the aliens office, and then they they check your documents. They check if the amount of money they're paying you is enough for you to sustain a living in Germany as a student or as an Azubi. Azubi is someone who's doing an Ausbildung, and like I said, an Ausbildung is the training you're going to be doing to becoming a nurse. They check your documents, and then eventually they send you visa. You might have to go to this aliens office multiple times, especially if the documents that are missing. I'm not going to be able to list for you the 1,000 documents that they ask for, but once you have one, you're qualified to have the other, and if you have this one, you're qualified to have this. So once you have a contract, you're qualified to get a job. With Aufenthaltstitel. Aufenthaltstitel is residence permit. You're also allowed to work to get a job. Hey God, what do you call this thing? Arbeits erlaubnis, work permit, and residence permit, and all those things. So one thing leads to the other, and the list is very long. But once you have a contract, that's when all this process starts. So that's how I transitioned from being an au pair into nursing school. I know this is going to be a very short video, but there isn't much to talk about in between, and that's how I did it. So if you have any questions, make sure you drop it down for me here on the description box. Hey God, no, on the comment section, make sure you ask me all the questions that you have. I will link again my link to my DM or to my Instagram, so you can write me a message if you have a question, and if there's something I didn't address in this video, make sure you tell me. Maybe I might be able to do another video. Again, I'm going to be dropping a new video again in relation to the embassy questions that they ask you when you're applying for an au pair visa, for visa to become an au pair. So the reason why it's taken me so much time to do it is because I had to ask people who did it before me and people who are doing it after me, so that I know if the questions have remained the same, you know. I have to research for you guys. And since that's not the topic of the day, I wish you again a very Merry Christmas, and I wish I could hug you all. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I appreciate that. We are on the road to 1,000, so please share this video so that we can get to 1,000 subscribers, and then at least we'll have hit a milestone. So it's so hard to end a video. Oh my God. Have a great day and bye.